Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'm here with my first foundation review of 2020 and I'm excited for this one. It's the new Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation, but the new version, the dewy version. And this is one of my favorite drugstores from one of my favorite foundations from the drugstore. It's like a cult favorite. I've never really seen a bad review on this foundation. I own the original formula, which is very matte, and I do love it, but I have like three of those foundations. I have two like dark ones and one light one so that I can mix. The two dark shades that I have, one is like really red and the other one is just plain orange. So I was so happy when I saw they were launching the dewy version. I tried to find it in my local drugstores and my local Walgreens. I couldn't find it there, so I ordered it online, and it was $6.49. But with shipping and handling, it came up to shipping and tax. It came up to like 12 something, which is not bad either. And there are only 20 shades. At least I only saw 20 shades on the website. And I went with the shade Golden Almond. This is the second to last shade on the website. I'm not sure if Golden Almond is in the original version, but this doesn't seem red. It doesn't really seem orange. I'm going to swatch it for you guys in a minute. It looks more neutral. So let me just give you guys some specs on this foundation, and then we're going to jump right into it. So it says it's the newest innovation to the cult favorite Photo Focus franchise, and it's the Dewy Foundation. It's a weightless, super nourishing foundation that delivers natural all-day wear. Silky and creamy, coverage is easy buildable from medium to full, and it easily transitions from day to night wear. Ideal for normal to dry skin, which is me. I have normal to dry skin. It's more on the dry side now. It's moisturizing. It blends seamlessly, blurs imperfections, and helps minimize the appearance of pores for a perfectly smooth, dewy finish. And it is vegan and cruelty-free. So it didn't really say exactly how many hours. It just said all day coverage. So I'm assuming they mean 24 hours. I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to jump right in. And this one, it doesn't have the standard 30 mil. I think it have like 0.9 or something like that, but it's close enough. All right, so I've already went ahead and I primed with my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This has been my favorite primer. And I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. sponge for the application. This is what the foundation looks like. It looks exactly like the original bottle. And it still has this spatula type applicator. I could have done without this. I wish that they had put a pump on this foundation. So I'm going to swatch it here. Now, the website had no undertones listed. I've never seen anything like that. Like I went back several times looking for an undertone. You know, sometimes it'll say dark or it'll say deep with red or neutral or gold undertones. No undertones. But looking at this, it looks neutral, in my opinion. So I would think this would be either dark neutral or deep neutral, however you want to put it. But it definitely, I don't know if it's looking a little warm on my monitor, but it's neutral. Looking at it, it's definitely neutral. I'm not sure why they didn't have the undertones listed. I'm going to have all my foundation shades listed, my comfortable foundation shades listed in the, oh, this feels very nice, listed in the description box. But I'm NC50 in MAC, Macao in Nars, 5W in Dior Face and Body, 410 in Fenty. I can wear 420. And I'm Chai in Too Faced, Born This Way. All right, so this feels, my skin is so dry, guys. This feels so nice on my skin. And yeah, it's definitely, looking at the color, it's definitely neutral. It just feels so nice already. I already have like high hopes for this, just the way it feels on my skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and start blending that out. Oh, That's really pretty, right? And the color is not bad, not bad at all. Lately I haven't been putting too much foundation like under my eye. Since I go in with concealer after, I find I don't like too much product under my eye anymore. So I tend to avoid my under eye when I apply foundation, so it may look a little crazy. Ooh, this is nice and dewy, girl. Very happy so far, just how it's blending out. It's so seamless and so smooth. I'm not surprised. This is Wet n Wild. I'm telling you, Wet n Wild as a brand, they have some amazing stuff. And I think this foundation launched with a primer. I think they launched highlighters and stuff like that, because I follow them on Instagram. And I was seeing like the launch and stuff. And they launched a lot of stuff with this foundation. Just looking at it right now, I am getting a medium coverage. It looks so dewy, guys. Can you see that? I look as though I have like a lot of illumination beneath this foundation. I don't. I have the Hydro Grip Primer. Okay, they weren't playing when they said dewy. This is dewy. This is more dewy than my Fenty Pro Filter foundation. The hydrating foundation is more dewy than the NYX Born to Glow foundation. This is dewy. Wow. But I think it looks so pretty on the skin. It looks very natural. It looks very skin-like. It looks very healthy. My skin feels like it's being moisturized because I have dry skin. I'm loving the way this looks right now. Really loving the way this looks, and I'm happy it has. And surprisingly, it doesn't have that paint smell. The original version to me had like that paint smell. This has like a nice, fresh smell to it. This has a nice smell. They took away the paint smell, which is good. Anyway, guys, as usual, if you've looked at my channel before, if you've been here before, I like to go in, finish up the rest of my makeup, and then I like to come back with some more thoughts before I do my final check-in. And I also like to do a time check-in. I don't know if you guys are going to see it, but it is 2:48 p.m. And so I'm going to go finish the rest of my makeup, and I'll be back with some more thoughts. All right, guys, so I am back with the rest of my makeup done, and this is what the foundation is looking like. It's not picking up as neutral on camera, but this foundation is just so neutral. I prefer a foundation that has yellow undertones. And so I went in with my Benefit Boing Cakeless Concealer in shade 10 that has yellow on it. I was trying, you know, to warm up my face. And to me, I still needed a little bit more warming up. So to set it, I went in with my Anastasia, her loose setting powder in Golden Orange, because I wanted to warm up my face, but I didn't go in with too much powder, because when foundations, to me, in my personal experience, when foundations are so dewy and you pack powder on it, it tends after a while to just look as though it starts to separate to me. It looks kind of like you have little tiny holes in your skin. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that, but that happens for me. So this is what the foundation is looking like. It's very, very pretty. Just wish, love the finish, love how it looks on the skin. Just wished it had more yellow. So if you have this, if you're gonna get the shade Golden Almond and you prefer a foundation with a yellow undertone, you're definitely gonna have to work with it and use a concealer that has yellow or a powder that has a lot of yellow. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go about my day. The time is now, it's 3:15 p.m. So I'm gonna go about my day, and then I'm gonna come back with my final thoughts on this foundation. All right, guys, I am back for my final check-in and my final thoughts on this foundation. The time is now 10:01 p.m. So I first applied this foundation around 2, a little after 2. Everything was on with the rest of my foundation around 3. So around 8 hours of wear. This is what the foundation looks like. Now, I'm gonna just start this off by saying this foundation to me is just okay. I'm not a huge fan, and here is why. First of all, this color Golden Almond is just off. It's just too neutral. And when I initially put this foundation on, I loved the way it looked. I loved the way it sat on my face. It looked all glowy. It looked pretty. when I first put it on. I don't love the way it wore. For me, it oxidized. And I have no natural light, obviously, because it's after 10. I have a softbox light and my ring light. So this is all artificial light. And it oxidized on me, I would say about a shade and a half. And it oxidized kind of gray. To me, that's all I can see is like a grayish ash. And if you compare it to, I mean, my neck is always much lighter than my face and stuff like that. And I did everything I thought to make this foundation work with the powder and trying to wear the right concealer. I mean, it wore okay. To me, it doesn't look, I mean, nothing is going to look as flawless as it looks when you first put it on. But there's just something about it that's, to me, it's just okay. It's not as good as the original formula in my opinion. And I got a little bit of creasing here. I saw a line up here. But the thing for me is that oxidation. To me, it just got a little darker. And with this color being so neutral, like almost brown, as the day wore on, it just kept looking grayer and grayer. I just think I look like my face has like a certain pallor to it. I know it doesn't have a lot of yellow, but I've worn neutral foundations before, and this is just, I don't know. My face looks kind of dead because as I was driving around today, and every time I looked in my rearview mirror, I was just like, so obviously the color, I do not like the color at all. The shade after this, I don't even think, I mean, I'm not as impressed with this foundation that I would say, oh my God, you know, it's the shade. Like I'll run out and I'll get the shade after this, because the shade above this looks too light and the shade after, I don't care. To me, it's just okay. I mean, it doesn't look, the finish of the foundation and stuff is not terrible. I think it wore well for the 8 hours. I have dry skin, so of course I don't have a whole lot of oils. You know, it's dewy and all that stuff. But I think what's throwing me off the most is that color. My skin just looks gray, and it didn't look like that when I put it on. I'm wearing a very warm orange powder from Anastasia, and it still looks gray. And I hate that, especially like when I lift my face. If you look at that, it just, so for me, not a huge fan. I probably wouldn't wear this again. It's $6.49. I probably wouldn't try to find my right shade. I don't really care. I mean, I have my NYX Born to Glow, which is amazing, very good price point. That's a dewy foundation. I have several dewy foundations. So if you're in my shade range and you're looking for a review, here's my review. You know, I'm not trying to be negative, but I have to be honest, and I don't really like this foundation. All right, guys. So I still hope you enjoy this video, and I'm going to see you again in my next video. Bye, guys.